Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Yakuza Like a Dragon on the Mysterious JG. Last time, basically, we just used that entire last recording session because I did 3 videos in one shot, trying to get caught up on the story of uh, Jungi? Yunji? I keep getting his name confused with the name of a couple of different people I've known over the years in real life. But the actual guy is Jungi Han. You see, I knew a Yunji for a while. That's a female name, I believe, Yunji. And there's a Jinwoo that I knew for a while. So Jungi is like kind of mixing up. I keep mixing it up in my head because I knew a Jinwoo and a Yunji, so I don't know. It's fine. Maybe I should just call him Mr. Han. And they told us his real name as part of our getting to know you, getting to know all about you, and I've completely forgotten what that is, so good luck with that. But anyway, yeah, I was just covering a whole bunch of off-screening I did where we've went from 0 to fully best friends ever with Jungi, and now we're ready to lead our warriors into battle. And finally, Eri, even though I like Eri fine as a character in combat, as Bobo pointed out, he's the Dr. Lexus Shia of this. Everybody gets that reference, but just in case you're the tiny, tiny portion of people who wouldn't, Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals, which is a really good game, and so was Lufia, and I guess they had some non-story, like, just kind of, they used the intellectual property but didn't really do a full game of it story-wise on portable systems later on. Like, that was a series that should have gone further. I really enjoyed the Lufia series. But Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals, you have a party member that I think it's kind of been, like, confirmed. Like, they added this party member. They were in the story as the inventor person who invents the, you know, what ends up being your airship, and it gets wrecked, and it gets repaired, like, you know, story stuff. And there's a character who is not playable in the original Lufia, because Lufia 2 is a prequel. And this is like the ancestor of that character or something, I guess. I don't know, but they join your party, and they become a party member for, you know, a couple of dungeons in the middle of the game. But it seems like they just kind of decided, hey, we don't have enough. They wanted you to have more playable characters and take them in and out of the party, similar to like Final Fantasy II, which I guess is 5 or something in America or Japan. So why am I going on about this? It's just what I'm getting at is they had a character, Dr. Lexus, who it seems like they'd basically written out the plot and all the dialogue for stuff. And then they made a decision, hey, let's throw him in. Let's add a couple lines of dialogue where he enters your party and then leaves your party. And it'll just be a little bit of variety. They'll have, you know, somebody else that you can have in your party for a while. And in the special, that game had the, one of the first roguelikes I ever saw, a like special dungeon that you go into where you always reset to level 1, the floors are randomized, and it's really cool. But yeah, like you can use him in there, and it's a little bit of variety because he has a different attack style and blah, blah, blah. But it was apparent that they had written all the dialogue because he never said anything. Like, he joins your party, and he talks, and he leaves your party, and he talks in plot scenes that are about the airship. But when you're going on other little quests, like, oh, you're traveling to such and such a town, and you meet these people, and blah, blah, he never talked because they'd already written all the dialogue out. So other party members would chat about the events that were going on, and he would just be completely silent. It was weird, and that's what Eri is in this game. She's Dr. Lexus. Except it's different. She's entirely optional. He wasn't optional. He just, he felt optional because he didn't get used. Anyway, we are going to get back to the story now. And, actually the most efficient way for me to do this is to hop into a cab. So let's hop into a cab. And time for me to have a little taxi cab confession here. Last night, no, not last night, it was 2 nights ago, I had my first like actual evening where I allowed myself to have alcoholic beverages in months because my radiation treatment is over now. And what I actually did is I was really in the mood to play this game, so I played this game, and I just slammed through as quickly as I could the to get our new plot character. So weirdly, I'll be replaying. I knew I'd be replaying all this, but I was like, if I just skipping cutscenes and not doing any side stuff, I can probably just play through this while I'm getting a buzz on, and then the next day, while recovering from a mild hangover, I was grinding with this new character that I'd earned. So I will have. I don't want to sit here and pretend that I'm seeing some of this for the first time, but when I saw it for the first time, particularly as we get farther along, I wasn't at my sharpest. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I had not had any alcohol in months, and it would probably more like 6 or 7 weeks. And I don't plan on doing a ton of that kind of thing in the evenings, but I was just like, damn it, I am going to get some Coke and some bourbon and play video games, and that's what I did. Now, and I went out of my way to not do anything that wasn't intentional or required. Like, coming up here, I remembered we're going to hear a cat. I went out of my way to not look for it and find it, because I figured I would have to come back and get it later. Oh, which means I'm going to not do that here either. I'm just going to stick with the main stuff, so that when we load, we'll have had the same basic playthrough. Because eventually I'll be loading a slot where we've already spent a little time with our new characters, trying to get them caught up in strength to the characters who've been in the party for a while. And we got a little crowd following us. I'm not used to that. I'm not used to having a lot of people following my videos. Hey, do you feel like we're being watched? Like, I think like a dozen people are just straight up following you, yes. It does come with the territory of gaining notoriety. The fame, the notoriety, it's the big time, baby. Woo! Actually, maybe, but if Zhao's still okay, they wouldn't attack us, would they? And they, by the way, this is advancing on its own if I don't hit the button. So I need to, I'm going to see how, now it's going to suddenly wait for me to hit the button, but those last two advance without me. Here we go. Maybe, but it kind of feels like they're going to strike any minute now. Well, I mean, you know, they're in their neighborhood. What if they do? That means Zhao's in trouble. The problem is, how do we find out? Well, let's see. If they beat us up, then we'll know that Zhao's in trouble. Oh, that's easy. We just keep walking.
Hey.
Hey, mind letting us pass? We're friends with Zhao-san. Yeah, well, adding san to his name is a Japanese thing. I don't know if they're going to like that. But then again, they're all speaking Japanese in this game. When you're in Chinatown or Koreatown, everyone's always speaking Japanese in this game. Maybe I need to double check, but Zhao-san is your boss, isn't he?
Hey.
Hey, you've got outdated intel. Things have changed in the last few hours. Not this guy again. So, Chang, the guy who was shaking down the homeless so that he could get armpit licking money, he's back. And we've had moments with him where it seemed like we were almost meant to feel somewhat sympathetic for him, but he keeps coming back to be like a low-level bad guy.
Hmm?
Remember Zhang Ichiban? Oh, she's about to remind us. Yeah, the perv, right? Well, I mean, we're in Japan, so there's a lot of pervs, but specifically, he's a pervert. Yeah, he's got an armpit fetish.
Ah.
Oh, oh ho. Not even the Gobenjul knew that. Well, I mean, the girls who knew that were paid for their, you know, providing their pits. Yeah, good on our level. What?
Hey.
What's all that chatter back there? Speak louder, so all of my associates know that I have an armpit-licking fetish. My bad. Anyway, what do you mean about Zhao not being the boss? Lao Ma's the boss now, and he's put a price on your heads. How much? 100 million per person. That's enough to turn an upstanding guy like me into a murderer. Oh, wow. I don't care who you are, Ichiban. I don't care if you're a Yakuza, a former cop, even an icicle. I'm here to murder you. And we transform into our fighting. Okay, these guys stay as they were, but we all transform into new, different, goofy outfits.
Take your best shot.
I wonder if maybe I should have considered changing Ichiban to a better combat class. Although we don't have a healer with Nanba out of the party, and Psycho as a weird martial arts traditionalist mafia person instead of a singing idol, so I guess this will work. Now, what I don't remember is how frequently are we going to get access to anything resembling a refill for MPs. But let's go ahead and use our cool techniques anyway. Like I won't go for
I'm not backing down.
I'm not going to be going for the ones that cost 1 million frickin' MPs, but we can go for the ones that cost less than 100 and hit multiple enemies. That's something he got from becoming a fortune teller, by the way.
Let's go. Don't get cocky.
Ow, that was actually a lot of damage, considering Adachi's.
Huh?
Been leveled up as a detective and a enforcer. He's got pretty high defense. Although he's not in the high defense job right now. Zhang, Yokohama Liumang, armpit fetishist. Of course, he should have... Oh, never mind, he doesn't. Oops. That's probably why he's in this job right now, is to learn the spell that sucks up MP from enemies. He does not currently have it.
I'm not backing down.
Let's get rid of the associates first.
Here we go.
I say that, but now that I've got her, I'd like her to kick Zhang in the nuts, because, you know, not only is he an armpit-licking freak, but it was her armpit specifically. Those were not his nuts. Okay, I mistimed it, but it just does good damage. Okay, so we got the obligatory nut kick. Oh, keep going for those awesome sliding knees. That one was kind of to the nuts, wasn't it? And now let's murder him with a machine gun. He's weak against machine gun fire. Not that it only took him to about half health. But he's bleeding. That's the most important thing. She's not backing down. Watch this. Hurry up, etc.
Here we go.
Leprous nightmare. Actually, I haven't heard that much of Jungi's combat pattern because I've been leveling up with him with the sound off. But he got a job rank up, and so did Ichiban. Nice! You got MP plus 10.
Excellent.
And I'm really thinking I should have switched him to, like, a better job than musician for this. Whoa, hey, I didn't recognize you with your sleeves there. Oh, heading home already, Zhang-san? Come on, stay a while. And listen. You have quite a treasure there in that armpit fetish. This really should be voice acted here. I don't know why this wouldn't be. Shang's an important character. Well, why do you guys keep coming after me?
Yo.
What happened to Zhao? Oh, it's Zhao now, huh? Not Zhao-san? He's being held prisoner by Lao Ma in Quinjin. Oh, cool. If we get Lao Ma and Zhao and you all together, we can unify the Han here. So he's still alive? Yeah. Lao Ma wants Zhao to give up all his assets. He wants him to turn over the 5 Tiger Generals and a bunch of other Romance of Three Kingdoms stuff. You know, all the hidden cache and stuff. He wouldn't want to miss out on that. Is he torturing him? Yeah, probably. This is worse than we thought. Yeah, but now that we know, we've got no choice but to find him. But sorry. Okay, so I guess, Zhang, you get to leave after all? No little parting shot from Psycho? No, he's just... And there's that cat. You know what? I have freedom of movement back. I could put them in different jobs. But I know for a fact I did this off screen. I didn't switch their jobs off screen. And I don't think it was that big of a deal. So I think I was ignoring loot. I'll grab loot now just to see what it is. Oh yeah, there was a cat that I didn't bother to track down, and a Kappa statue I didn't bother to photograph because I knew I'd be... I probably should have done those things, actually. That was kind of dumb. So we have to come back for that. There's a Tojo clan crest. Oh, and here's a cat. So this area I'm pretty sure is going to be accessible later. So let's not bother with the cat right now. If not, I've got saves and I can go back if I'm willing to give up all that off screening, but I think we will shut ourselves out from certain quests, which is why I'm pretty sure this area will be re-accessible. There's a Kappa statue up here somewhere. And you guys are defending Liao Ma as he tries to murder... Oh, here we are stuck behind a noodle stand. Well, that's what's happening. It's a noodle stand, and we're trapped on the wrong side of it here. No, wait, I'm getting that wrong. It's
Right.
I got my long sideburns, got my hair slicked back, and coming to your town in my pink Cadillac. It's the Honky Tonk Man, whose song I'm singing now that Psycho is on screen. She is not the Honky Tonk Man, so... See, once you got them bleeding and really low on health, it's not much use in having a whole turn used to dispose of them because they'll get killed by the bleeding on their next turn. But that guy almost died from the damage of just having a table near him that was being kicked. Just about put him through a table, as they say in the old ECW term.
Here we go.
And that is the nice thing about this, just the little, even without, as much fun as cool as they look and as silly as it is, even without reading the BlackRock Media Guide while waiting around in the, waiting area at Radiation, it's become obvious to me, yeah, Matriarch is a pretty damn good job compared to Devil Rocker. Those are the two ones that are DLC. You have to pay extra for them. But Matriarch, like, even regular attacks have the chance to inflict bleeding because she's carving shit up with a Nagatana, which is pretty badass. Yeah, by she, I mean Psycho, because Ares can, of course, use that outfit too, but you're not going to be seeing a whole lot of Ares on screen, probably, until we get to... now that we have plot characters enough to fill our party out. Let me know if you're a huge Ares fan and you're deeply offended, but yeah, we're probably not going to be using Ares on screen much until we get to post-story content optional super dungeon, where I might rotate in people we haven't been using that much. But there's a Kappa. I did not bother to photograph it before. We're going to have to come back for it later. Anyway, I don't remember my logic now when I was playing this with Bourbon and Coke and not recording. I was thinking, like, yeah, I'll need to come back and get this later, so I won't bother to get it now. It's like, I guess I was worried that I would get stuff and forget it and then not... yeah, I don't know what my logic was. I guess I was worried if I get really loaded, I might get stuff and then forgot I got it and not get it on the on-screen playthrough, but I didn't end up having that much. Oh, it's you. What you looking for? And I think no, I don't think I bought anything here. It's nice to know this place is here, though. Because I might... Problem is I keep throwing stuff into storage so it's not wasting space, and then it shows I have 0 of it. So then I'm like, do I really have 0 of it, or is it just in storage? Because I want to own one of every piece of equipment, more or less, because there are part-time hero points to be unlocked by having lots of different, you know, pieces of armor of different categories. Yeah, being able to see where your enemies are doesn't really do you much good here, because it's pretty much impossible to avoid combat with any of these guys. There we go. He set the, wow. You really wrecked shit there. Let's use her to just finish this. She didn't quite finish it, but yeah, I figured that would get rid of the ones that were already weakened. Knee press nightmare. I do not remember which Street Fighter game featured a narrator who was yelling knee press nightmare like that. I think it was the one I played at the arcade a lot that is kind of obscure and not really that well remembered. Is Marvel vs. SNK2. Or it might have been Street Fighter versus... No, not that. Marvel vs. SNK2. The hell was it called? There was Marvel vs. Street Fighter. Then there's Marvel vs. Capcom, people remember. And when I played the one that featured Apocalypse as the second to last boss, and Cyber Akuma, which is just a stupid idea, as the final boss. And it had Dark Sakura and some kind of undead Zangief. If it's like special characters you could pick. I'm going the wrong way. But yeah, that had a narrator, like the guy who was calling the matches, I guess, would yell the finishers if it was a super finisher, and Bison had knee press nightmares, and the guy would go, knee press nightmare! And it was a goofy narration voice, but it wasn't like English. It didn't sound like a non-English speaker trying to do English, but it was goofy in other ways. Like, I distinctly remember him also going, like, there was a super version of that whirlwind kick that Ken and Ryu have, so we go, Shin Tatsumaki Zaki Blue Kyoku! KO! And it's like, wow, that's a mouthful. He's got his long high burns, got his hair slicked back, he's coming to your town in a pink Cadillac, the donk man.
You wanna go?
That's, Katsuga. He's got a guitar, and he's hitting people with it. Peggy Sue, by my shoulder, got the colonel in the back, coming to your town in a pink Cadillac. Nice to know that he's making time with Peggy Sue while, the colonel, which referred to, Jimmy Hart, was just in the backseat, probably going, yeah, go get her, baby! Yeah, that's right there! Use the tongue in there, baby! Getting little tassels, baby, yeah! Oh, Jimmy Hart. Premium first aid kit. Features, yeah, really good bandages. A Daunt gas ball, and I do remember this, like getting battle items delivery too. Some kind of gas ball that I wasn't able to find elsewhere. It just showed up here. So this section might not be repeatable. So I was grabbing treasures I found here. But the cats, if there is a cat to be found, I would think if there are cats to be found, it's probably, they're not going to be in areas you can't revisit. And that cat noise might still be the cat that was right at the entrance of this whole area. Or maybe not. Is it time to call it? Oh, I think I might, yeah, I kind of let it sneak up on me. No, we got a little time left. So we got time to enter the House of the Dragon. The Leo Man are going to do anything they can to stop us. Can't go in unprepared. Yeah, let's get one. We're ready. Alright, let's do this. So we are committing to fighting through this as a folk rocker, a white rapper who isn't white, some kind of weird Yakuza samurai chick, and a construction worker. We've been expecting you. Welcome to Queen Jean. I was instructed by the boss to be a gracious host.
Yo.
Your boss, as in Mabuchi? He's old news now. I want to talk to Zhao.
Yeah.
That won't be possible, unfortunately. Is that so? So much for being a gracious host. Just means we'll have to take Zhao back with us ourselves. Let us through. I can't do that either. Come again? Oh, the sarcastic slow clap? Not exactly. Well, that guy was a little late. Caught him on the can there. He was just zipping up. Yo, we got trouble. Watch out. Our group of guests, our bounty has arrived. Let's serve them a killer full course. The music's pretty sweet here. And the manager is off in the background. So I think he might be in, like... They do this a lot in this game. It reminds me a little bit of Renegade for the NES. There would be... The boss of a group of thugs would be watching on the wall in the background. And you could attack them early and get them involved in a fight before you defeated a certain number of their crew, which would normally make them attack you. But there's actually no really good reason to do that. That's making the fight harder on you. So I don't think in that game beating the boss cleared the level. I think you had to beat the boss and all the sidekicks. But yeah, this is pretty sweet music here. I don't understand why only Ichiban is able to pick up chairs and stuff and hit people with them. Like, that's their attempt to recreate some of the fun sort of use of environmental stuff to defeat your enemies that was in other Yakuza games. But it doesn't really fit Ichiban's character any more than anyone else, that he would, like, stomp an enemy's face into a, put an enemy's face in the threshold of a door and stomp the door on it, which I don't think you can do that in this game. But that's the kind of thing that the hero of the other Yakuza games would do. Yet it fit him. He was, like, mostly silent, seemed like kind of a good guy, but in the middle of a fight, he would suddenly just be, like, a dangerous psychopath. Cool. Honky Tonk Man's finisher. The shake, rattle, and roll, also known as sliding into a guy knee first. That's not actually the Honky Tonk Man's finisher, by the way.
Let's go.
Good thing those giant wooden pillars didn't get in the way of your hammer skills. That would have been a shame. And... you know what? Let's call it a video now. So when we come back next time, presumably, we'll be facing the manager himself. As we continue the pattern of group of generics, then group of generics with a named enemy. Several more generics. Then a group of generics with a named enemy. I think it's just going to go like that for a while. See you guys.